Are you looking for a solution for belly fat? If yes, then this is the video for you. Let's change the weight loss conversation together. I am Juliana Lehman and welcome to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button below to be notified of new videos. So for today, I want to make things super simple for you. And for that reason, I'm splitting this video into two parts. The first part, I'm going to tell you what is going on with the whole belly fat thing. And on the second part, I'm going to give you 3 very specific actions that you can take to get going and get started on your journey to releasing that excess belly fat. So first things first, let's start with some truth bombs. And the first one is that we cannot spot reduce, meaning there's nothing you can do at the gym to work out belly fat away. You can do crunches or whatever it is. Aside from, surgery like liposuction, which we're not recommending in this channel, there's nothing you can specifically do to get rid of just belly fat. And one of the reasons, and I would say the main reason, is that belly fat is not a local problem, it's a metabolic one, okay? And I'm gonna link to this video here, and Connor is a registered kinesiologist that came to the channel to speak to us about best forms of exercise to burn fat. And he says, he has something that I love, that he says that abs start in the kitchen. And this is awesome. So number one, you can't just spot reduce belly fat. The second thing that I wanted to just drop another truth bomb here for you is that the more we age, the higher the tendencies that we will put on belly fat. And that is just a fact. And there's many reasons for it, but the ones that I think would be good for you to know are that as we are aging, one of the things that's actually happening is that the type of fat that we women deposit changes as well. So when we're younger, we're depositing more what is called the subcutaneous fat, which basically means below the skin. So that is that little stubborn fat you can pinch on that sits right in front of your abs and your muscles, so you don't see the definition and all of that stuff. But know that that is a healthier fat. It's cleaning, your blood of triglycerides, and it's really sort of keeping you healthier. But as we age, we start depositing more visceral fat, and that is the fat that's more around our organs, and it's more inflammatory. So if you see like the, more distended type of belly, that is essentially associated with more visceral fat. And that is a little trickier because it is associated with a lot of the health issues that we want to avoid as we age. The second thing that's happening as we age is that our hormone, of some key hormones, the production is being reduced. So for example, estrogen is declining as we hit menopause. And with that decline, you also see a correlation of increase in belly fat. But here's the big one that so many women don't know about. As we get into menopause and our ovaries go into retirement and they start producing things such as estrogen and progesterone, our body has the ability to deposit more actual fat because our stored fat has the ability to produce some of the estrogen. So our fat is producing hormones to help the body bring the tiny little levels up a little bit. So it is actually helping in your favor. And I've seen many women around menopause that the moment they work on reducing some of the weight, their menopausal symptoms worsen, or they think they're over it, and then hot flashes and things come back because that excess fat was actually helping keep things at bay. How incredible is that? So your body doesn't do anything accidentally. Nothing is done by mistake. There is a purpose behind everything. But because you're in this video at this moment in time, I'm assuming you still want to get rid of it. So let's look at, okay, what can you do? And the 3 main categories that I wanted to think very specifically so that you can really work on sort of like nailing all 3 as you go through this journey. The first one has everything to do with the hormone insulin. And if you think of where we deposit fat in our bodies, belly fat is heavily correlated with high insulin and high cortisol, the stress hormone. So if you want to work on belly fat specifically, we have to look at the metabolism as a whole, like we said. And those are the 2 key hormones that are going to give you the best bang for the buck in terms of reducing belly fat. So the first thing that I want you to know in terms of that is that to reduce insulin, what we're actually looking at is preventing insulin spikes. And the first way we're going to do that is to be really careful with the carbs. I know everybody knows about cut down the sugar. That's fine. But that's not what so do that, but that's not all. You also need to pay attention to the starches in that label that once you're consumed, they basically do the same thing as if you're just eating sugar, as well as alcohol, okay? It has a very similar impact. So I put together this video here to really tell you all about net carbs and how to count them on the label. So essentially, I'm teaching you how to spot those hidden starches that will impact your blood sugar levels on a food label. The second thing I wanted to really focus on is on cortisol levels. So cortisol, yes, is a stress hormone, and yes, you can look at meditating and all those beautiful things that will help reduce stress, but it's also very important to know that there's many other things that impact stress. So for example, it could be irregular eating patterns, or even like blood sugar all over the place can have an impact. Poor sleep will have an impact. Even drinking caffeine for some people, especially if you need that coffee to hit the gas and get energy, you're probably, having to do some work on your adrenals that produce cortisol. So working on blood sugar and insulin, stress and cortisol are very important. And the third point, and this is very actionable, is sleep. And I know it may seem like, oh yes, I need to sleep more, but no, you need to sleep better. Not just more, better, because your sleep will impact everything. Many different hormones that have a lot to do with belly fat, but very specifically, sleep can impact your levels of leptin, the hunger hormone, levels of insulin, levels of cortisol, all the above. So getting quality sleep, more than just quantity sleep, is really crucial. So those are the 3 steps. And when you master them, and I have other videos that I'm making on those topics so you can go deeper and deeper. So make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss other videos. And let me know in the comments, out of the 3 strategies, which one do you want to commit to working on first? So that is it for today. I'll see you again next week.